So in the last demo, we sort of formed our sticks into this little starburst shape, wrapping the center thread around repeatedly and kind of knotting it until it held its shape. I clipped off the end of this knot. Can you see that? This was as long as this, but I clipped it off. I didn't want to cut too close to the knot because I don't want to cut the knot. And then I'm going to tie my first color for the sun weaving to this end so that it sort of holds it on. And I can tie this here, make sure you see. Now, sometimes when you tie two threads together, you get this slip knot. It happens when the same one wraps over the top 2 times. So sometimes it just requires that you do a couple. And then once you have this good and secure, you can once again cut off the extra tail parts, just again not cut it too close to the knot. Now, for the sun weaving, it's different than a loom weaving because a loom weaving would go over, under every time. And what this does a little differently is it wraps around the stick branch each time and then to the next one. And what it does is it keeps a like a solid area of color forced to the front. So whereas ordinarily with a loom, you would see the warp threads appear between the weft threads, you don't see that with this. And once you get the hang of this, I'm trying to do it like keeping it front so you can see. It's a little awkward, but every time you can sort of push this down so it's right next to the last one. Now, if you don't want to do this and you want the stick to show, I think that would be lovely also. And then you would just open up these a little bit further apart from each other. Now, once you get to the end of your string or yarn, you're going to tie it to the next one before you move on. So I think I'm going to do that soon. I have some more white, but I think I don't want too much white here. So you're wrapping and then going to the next spoke. Wrapping to the next spoke. It gets difficult to slide it down if you're at like a knot in the stick or branch, but you don't have to force it. Because like I said, it would be really nice for the stick to show as well. All right, so I have this much left, but I don't think I want all of that to be white. So I'm going to take, ooh, you know what? I'm going to use some of this colorful stuff right here. So I have this multicolored stuff, very pretty. And I think I want some of this, and I'll cut it here. Scissors have gotten dull. You've seen better days. And then I'm going to cut this part. And I'll tie it to this. Now I'm on the back. This is where all my knots have been. That's not like totally necessary because you're able to hide the knots pretty well in this kind of weaving, but I just am. I happen to be working on the back. And then I'm going to pull it tight, snip the tails, and proceed pull this back up here so you can see what I'm doing. My students know that I hum a lot to myself while I'm working, and it is almost always Baby Beluga in the deep blue sea, but I changed the words to Baby Turkey, and my little ones get a kick out of that. I kind of can't help it. So you'll see you start to get these big, beautiful sections of color for the sun weaving, and it's really easy and it's really pretty. And big sticks would yield a very large weaving. So if you're feeling ambitious, or if you've done this before, going out into nature and getting some larger sticks would be great. It does get very hard to work around sticks that have branchy ends. I mean, it's possible, but it isn't easy. So I would say leave those sticks for a hanging weaving, and we're definitely going to have some of those this week. And then they would look very beautiful with that, but maybe not for this particular project. All right, I will show you this when it's complete, but this is all you really need to know. At the very end of this, I will tie this to a thread towards the back and clip it so that the knot is in the back and it is not showing. If you want, one thing you can do for that is leave one of these long, and you'll be able to tie it off super easy then in the back. I didn't do that, but I'll show you how I do it when it's done. Okay. All right, so just to finish it off, this is my weaving. Going all the way to the ends would look beautiful, but as you've probably noticed, I am parenting and weaving. And I tied it here. I tied it to itself around this spoke twice and pulled it super tight. If you do want to pop a dab of glue on there, that would help to hold it. If you pop a dab of glue to hold them together, I don't think anybody will judge. And there you are. Okay, we'll have more nature weaving to come.